Hello students, how are you doing? Well, okay. So I came back with lecture number 18 of electric charges and fields class 12 physics. So today's topic is electric flux 2 part 2 and it will connect to Gauss law. But before that we have to understand electric flux very much properly, and it is very important topic. And the questions are asked from here. So there will be numerical also based on electric flux, and the today's topic will be electric flux part 2. It means we have to understand very much properly what is electric flux all about. In the last video I discussed about electric flux, that means basic ideas, that what is electric flux actually mean. And at that time I compared electric flux with the flow of water through a cross section and given by law of continuity. Just like continuity, when water flows through a surface, and if the surface is perpendicular, then maximum water will flow and maximum volume can pass. So that was a different thing. But when we relate with electric flux, we have to deal with electric field lines. Okay, electric field lines are crossing through a surface. In which manner the electric field lines are crossing through a surface, that we have to discuss. Okay, suppose electric field lines are passing perpendicularly through a surface, then there will be flux. Okay, so the flux depends on how many lines, electric field lines, pass perpendicularly through a surface. That gives the measurement of electric flux. Okay, so to understand electric flux properly, we need to know about two important things like electric field lines, and you can say electric field also. Okay, because electric field lines and electric field, there is no much difference. When you draw the tangent on the electric field lines, at any point you will get the electric field. So we need to know about the magnitude, about the direction of electric field, and one more thing we need to know is area of that surface through which the electric field lines are crossing. Okay, so before this I had given the definition of electric flux, that is number of field lines crossing an area perpendicularly is called electric flux. But actually what is that? The surface integral, I will give you later when I will discuss the Gauss law. The surface integral of electric field throughout the surface, how many electric field lines are crossing, that actually gives the electric flux. So we are here, we will discuss about area vector, and some of the diagrams I want to explain regarding electric flux. Look at here, phi E means it is the symbol of electric flux. There is magnetic flux as well. That's why we have used phi E. When we talk about magnetic flux, at that time we will write phi B. Okay, please remember this. So electric flux is equal to EA cos theta, that is E dot A. First of all, remember this. Electric flux equals to EA. What is E? E is the electric field present over there or passing through the surface, given surface. Maybe it is open surface or maybe it is closed surface. Okay. And what is A? A is area vector. And one important aspect of area that I want to share with you is that area is a vector quantity, my dear students. Area is a vector quantity. Okay, till class 10 level we used to say that area is scalar quantity, because till class 10 level the students don't learn about vector law, about the vectors, vector algebra. Okay, but when we reach class 11 or class 12, we need to know about vector law. Clear? Okay, if we think this square which is in xy plane, and this side there is z plane, z axis, it is in xy plane. Now think of its area. Area is A square. How it has come? It has come L into B. L cross B. Actually area is equal to L cross B. But we used to write L into B directly. LB only. Area is equal to LB of a rectangle, or side into side for a square. Because we took the magnitude only in the previous classes. Okay. But in class 11 or class 12, we have to take vector product. So area is actually the vector product of length and breadth. Okay, or you can say side and side. So if you take square, then length will become A and breadth also will become A. So it will be A square, and since cross product of two vectors is suppose A and B, it will be AB sine 90. AB sine 90. That means A into A sine 90. Why 90? Because along x-axis there is one length vector. Along y-axis there is one breadth vector. That means it is along j cap. It is along I cap. I cross j. So area of rectangle or square is I cross j. So the product of I cross j, or two vectors, cross product of two vectors, is also a vector quantity, and the direction of that vector quantity is perpendicular to the plane containing the two vectors. Okay, that we have studied in class 11. So if it is square, then it will be A into A square sine 90, because cross product we can say L cross B equals to LB sine theta, and theta is here 90 degree. So it will be A square. That's why we used to have the concept that area is equal to A square only. But the actual matter of fact is that area is a vector quantity, and it is found out by L cross B or A cross A. That's why area is a vector quantity. So what is the direction of area vector? For this case, in this case, it will be perpendicular to the plane containing L and B. The plane is in XY plane. This figure is in XY plane. So the vector perpendicular to the XY plane will be along Z axis. Will be along Z axis. Okay, either towards positive Z axis or negative Z axis. When you talk about positive Z axis, it is coming out of it, which is shown by dot. A circle, within that there is a dot. And if it is along negative Z axis, that means it is going into it, which is shown by cross. So if this is the surface, then its area vector will be normally outward, or look here, normally outward or normally inward. Both the directions are possible. Normally outward, normally inward. Suppose there is a surface like this. There is a surface. Okay. There is a surface. Then it's normally outward. This may be the direction of area vector, or this may be the direction of area vector. This way or this way, area vector. If you take this one as positive Z axis, then it is along positive k cap. If you take this one as negative Z axis, then it is along minus k cap. So for this case, the direction of area vector is perpendicular to the surface. It may be outward or inward. Then did I make it clear? Okay. So area is a vector quantity. So we have to take area vector whenever we find flux, and we have to find dot product of electric field and area vector, whose magnitude is EA cos theta. Okay, let us see this figure now. There is a plane surface, it is 2D, two-dimensional surface. Electric field lines are crossing through the surface. Now we have to count How many electric field lines are crossing through the surface? We can count here 1, 2, 3, 4, means pi is equal to 4. Pi is equal to 4 means there is this much flux. So flux is measured. Flux is measured by the number of field lines crossing the area. Okay. Now look here. Same plane we have taken, and electric field lines are more denser, and we know the denser, the closer are the electric field lines, the stronger will be the electric field over there. Wherever there are less number of electric field lines, not so much crowded, then electric field strength is very weak or less. Wherever there are more field lines, means crowded, there will be stronger field, electric field. Means electric field depends on the density of electric field lines, my dear students. Electric field strength depends on the density of electric field lines. Or density of electric field lines means number of electric field lines crossing through unit area. So the more is the density of electric field lines, the more will be the electric field. So here this electric field I have mentioned as E1 and this one as E2. So E2 is obviously greater than E1. So flux is also more. More number of field lines are crossing, so flux is 6. So the measure of the flux is given by the number of field lines. Clear? So in this case you can see, okay, I will come to this part later on. So field lines are increasing, so flux is also increasing, electric field strength is also increasing from here to here. Now look at here, number of electric field lines crossing an area. Suppose this is also E2. I have kept electric field strength same, but I have taken greater area, larger area. So through larger area, more number of field lines will cross. Yes or no? More number of field lines will cross. Obviously, it will have more flux. Okay? So if area is greater, then density of electric field lines also greater. And obviously, electric flux will be greater. The more is the area, more will be the electric flux. That means, look here now, electric field depends on the number of field lines crossing perpendicularly. Only those electric field lines which are crossing perpendicularly are counted. That's why if the electric field lines are not perpendicular to the surface, then we have to find the component of that electric field along the perpendicular. For that reason, that cos theta comes out. Otherwise, E into A is simple formula of flux. But there is cos theta also. Why cos theta? Because sometimes the surface may not be in a direction perpendicular to the electric field. Sometimes the surface may be tilted. The surface is tilted and electric field lines are coming like this. Then all the field lines are not perpendicular. And its area vector. Area vector, what I have told? Suppose the surface is like this. Okay? Surface is like this. Suppose surface is like this. Like this. Tilted. And electric field lines are crossing like this. So its area vector is somewhere like this. Perpendicular. And there is electric field lines are straight. Okay. So there is an angle. I will show you later. There is an angle between electric field lines and the area vector. Area vector is always perpendicular and out of it. Okay, either out of it or inside, anything. So when the orientation of the surface is changed by an angle, then there is an angle between electric field lines, electric field direction and area vector. If there is an angle, then we need to find out the component of electric field along the direction of area vector. Okay, that's why cos theta will come out. Okay, so now look here. If electric field lines are more, density of electric field lines will be more, and electric field strength also will be more, then eventually flux also will be more. More number of field lines are crossing, more will be the flux. Flux is something that is crossing, some kind of energy that is crossing through an area perpendicularly. Okay. Field lines, it may be electric field lines, it may be magnetic field lines, it may be flow of water, it may be flow of air. Okay, that is flux. Okay, so if electric field lines are more, density of electric field lines is more, so flux is also more. That means electric field, if the electric field is stronger, density of electric field lines will be more, so phi also will be more. Flux also will be more. So phi E, electric flux, is directly proportional to electric field. The more is the electric field, more will be the density of the field lines, and more will be the flux. So ultimately, the flux depends on electric field. Flux is directly proportional to electric field. But actual flux depends on the electric field lines passing perpendicular to the surface, that is along the area vector. I told you perpendicular. How many field lines are crossing perpendicularly? On that, electric flux depends. That means if you find the component of electric field in the direction of area vector, then you will get a component called E cos theta. So phi E actually is perpendicular, is proportional to E cos theta, phi E. One question is this, one part. Now here, I have increased the area. Area I have increased. So if area increases, density of electric field lines also increases. Then flux also increases. Because more number of electric field lines are crossing perpendicularly. So more will be the flux. So flux also depends on area. It is directly proportional to area. Okay. Now if you combine equation 1 and equation 2, what we get? Phi E equals to K times EA cos theta. E cos theta into EA cos theta, where K is found to be 1. Okay. It is assumption. Found to be 1 and phi is equal to EA cos theta. Okay. Suppose one example. Suppose there is a vector like this. This is A. This is B. If you find the projection of B along A, what you will get? Projection of B along A, what you will get? B cos theta. So that is B cos theta, and then what is the magnitude of this? One vector is coming along here. What is this? This is the horizontal component of B. A component of B along A is called B cos theta. Clear? Because it is the base, B cos theta into A. That gives the magnitude of this. If you need to find out the magnitude of this, then you have to take projection of vector B along A. That means component of B along A, that is B cos theta multiplied by A. What it is? AB cos theta. And it is shown by dot product of A cross A dot B. This is the dot product of A and B. So to find the dot product, we need this kind of things. So electric flux is actually EA cos theta. Now come here. Let's come here. Suppose a number of electric field lines are crossing a given area of 2D surface. Okay. and 2D surface, that means it has two faces. This face, area vector may be this way, and this face, it may be this way. Okay. Now, but electric field are crossing this way. So you can take area vector in this direction also, in this direction also. Area vector is correct for 2D surfaces for both the direction. This way, okay, this way, coming out of it or going into it, like this. Then if it is crossing that area, then this area vector is in the direction of electric field. That means in the direction of electric field which is leaving the surface. Okay. And this area vector is in the direction of opposite electric field. Opposite. Okay. Where the electric field is entering, it's in opposite direction. So any one direction can be taken as the direction of area vector. Any one direction can be taken as the direction of area vector, either out of the surface or into the surface. But when we find flux, positive flux, then we have to take the area vector direction along the direction of electric field which is leaving the surface and going away. Leaving the surface and going away. Okay. So here I have mentioned both the aspects. Phi r means flux leaving the surface, right side, leaving the surface. Electric flux leaving the surface. Phi r. Ea cos 0. Why cos 0? When it is leaving the surface, then the angle between area vector and electric field is 0. So Ea cos 0. So Ea max. That time electric flux becomes maximum. Okay. Phi L. What is phi L? Flux to the left side. Means when electric field is entering the surface. The surface, the side where the electric field is entering is the left side. And on that side, area vector is like this. Okay. So in that case, Ea cos 180. One direction is this, one direction is this. So angle is 180 minus Ea. That means net flux when both the sides of the surface are counted. Net flux on both the sides of the surface means the flux entering to the surface and flux leaving the surface. How much flux is entering the surface? Same flux will leave the surface. That means this is the positive Ea, this is negative Ea, because cos 180 is minus 1. So this cancel out. Net flux entering and leaving will be 0. That means the energy which entered, now come to the point of energy. Energy which entered, the same energy came out. So net energy left with the surface is 0. But when we do the numericals, all the time both the cases may not be there. Only one side may be asked. Okay. Now area vector is taken in the direction of electric field vector. I told you area vector should be taken in the direction of electric field. And once a direction of area vector, either this or this, once the direction of area vector is chosen, then throughout the sum, same direction is maintained. Okay. So I have mentioned here area vector may be in any direction perpendicular to the surface. Both the direction, that means this way or this way. Both the direction is correct, but conventionally the direction along E vector is taken the side from which the E vector is leaving. I told you just now. Okay, so area vector may be perpendicular to the surface either inward or outward. Area vector, this is the surface, This is the surface. This is surface. Then area vector may be, if you take this surface, this is the area vector, and if this is this surface you take, then this is the area vector. That means if you think from here, this side, then if the area, if it is entering inward, and that is the same thing coming out, and this is outward. Okay. So if you take one surface, one side, then you just take area vector normal to the surface. Clear? This much. Now let's come to the figure. Look here. Suppose there is a circular surface which is kept vertical like this, and electric field are coming like this. This is vertical circle, and electric field are crossing. Okay. If all the electric fields are crossing perpendicularly, then electric flux will be maximum flux. But if you realize, if you think that electric field lines are not like this, electric field lines are like this. This is the area, and electric field lines are like this. Okay. Now if this is the area, then area vector will be this way, straight outward, and electric field lines are this way. It means this is the area vector and this is electric field. Angle between area vector and electric field is theta. So which electric field lines will be responsible for electric flux? According to the definition, only the electric field lines which are perpendicular to the surface are responsible for electric flux. So this is not perpendicular to the surface. This is perpendicular. So we need to find out a component of electric field along the area vector. That means perpendicular to the surface, because area vector is already perpendicular to the surface, and the component of electric field also has to be perpendicular to the surface. That means if you find E cos theta, this one, E cos theta is also an electric field, one of the component of this, okay, horizontal component, which is along area vector. Because of this component of electric field, there will be flux. Not by this component, not by this electric field. Okay. Now another component of this electric field is E sin theta, which is this way. I have kept the circle like this, vertical, and E sin theta is crossing like this. That means it is just touching and going. It is not crossing the area. Okay. So this component is of no use. Only this component is of use. This component. And this component contains E cos theta. So area times E cos theta, EA cos theta. Clear? Okay. Look here now. In what manner this circle is placed? Like this. Just on the ground. Just on the table. Horizontally. This is horizontal circle, not vertical. Okay. When it is kept horizontally, and electric field lines are supposed to be this. This electric field lines. Okay. Then these electric field lines are not crossing perpendicularly. Okay, like this is the surface, circle, horizontally kept, and electric field lines are like this. Okay, like this. Then the area vector of that circle, which is lying down horizontally, its area vector is up. Area vector is up, and electric field is like this. So there is an angle between electric field and area vector. This is area electric field. Circle is this, and this is area vector. This is electric field, area vector. Okay. Now this electric field is not responsible for electric flux. Then which electric field is responsible? The perpendicular component of electric field. And that perpendicular component of electric field is along A vector, area vector. So E cos theta. This component of E is E cos theta. Okay, so E cos theta into area, EA cos theta. Okay, so this angle comes. So have you realized now that only the perpendicular electric field which is crossing an area, crossing perpendicularly, will be responsible for electric flux, and if the electric field is not perpendicular to the surface, we have to take the component of that electric field along the perpendicular direction, and then we will get the flux. Okay, so E cos theta is a vital, very important aspect. E cos theta. Whenever you solve a problem, you always find the direction of electric field and direction of area vector. Okay, and along the area vector, you have to find the component of electric field and then multiply. Okay, with area. So you will get EA cos theta. So what is the formula of electric flux? EA cos theta. This is for now for two-dimensional figure. But for a closed surface, there is another formula of electric flux. It is defined as the surface integral of a closed surface. Surface integral of closed surface. Suppose there is a sphere. On the sphere, you can take so many area elements. Through one area element, how much is the flux? Through another area element, how much is the flux? Through another area element, how much is the flux? If you collect all the area element, then it becomes surface integral. Okay, so that we will do by integration, and that comes in Gauss law. And this is simply for two-dimensional surfaces. And when we talk about Gauss law, we will talk about three-dimensional surfaces, closed surfaces. Okay. So let us end here. Now we will go to numericals. Some questions on electric flux. Okay, let me make you understand one more thing. Here, this is a square. Okay, A. Then this area vector will be outward. I have shown here only outward or inward. But once we take this direction, okay, this direction as area vector direction, then throughout the sum we have to stick to the same direction. Now come here, x, y, z. Okay, this plane surface is in xz plane. This is square or rectangle, whatever, xz plane. So tell me, what is the direction of area vector? Area vector will be perpendicular to the plane containing x and z, because y. If it is 3D, actually it is 2D. This was 2D. If it is three-dimensional figure, or if you plot in x, y, z coordinate axis, then the area vector will be perpendicular to the surface, either towards positive y or towards negative y. See, and this area vector will be perpendicular to the plane containing x and z. What we write actually? Y vector equals to x vector into z vector. X vector and z vector. I will show you. You have done this earlier also. Then also, suppose this is x vector, x axis, this is y axis. This is z-axis. So where is z-axis? Okay, suppose this is z-axis. Z-axis, this is x-axis. Where is y? Y is perpendicular to both of them. Either this way, positive y, or this way, negative y. So the cross product of these two will be this. A cross B equals to C. If it is A, it is B, this has to be C. Right hand screw rule. If you rotate, suppose this is A, this is B. If you rotate from A to B, then the screw will go inside. If you rotate B to A, the screw will come out. Okay, A to B inside, B to A outward. So both the direction is possible for the third vector, which is produced by cross product. Okay, y equals to x cross z. X cross z direction will be y. Clear? That's it. Y will be positive. It will be positive. Okay, I will tell you. It will be positive. Positive. Then it is j cap. Positive j cap. But if you find y as z cross x, then negative j cap. Obviously, x cross z is equal to minus z cross x. Minus will become here. Minus will be here. That means what does this show? It shows that the direction of the area vector, which is obtained by cross product of length and breadth, cross product of x and z, will be perpendicular to the surface, and that will be along the third axis, or along plus j cap or minus j cap, either upwards or downwards. I have shown here. You have to be very much perfect in regarding area vector. There should be no confusion at all. Okay, good. So please note down. I will erase afterwards. Then we will go to numericals. Done? Okay. Very good. So, before we talk about numericals on electric flux, we have to discuss one more thing about closed surface, that is 3D. Let us write closed surface. That was open surface. Closed surface. That means 3D planes or surfaces. 3D surfaces. What are 3D surfaces? Cube, cuboid, cylinder, cone, sphere, all these things. 3-dimensional surfaces. Now, let us talk about area vector for these cases. Suppose there is a cube. There is a cube of side A. Side A. Okay. Now there are 6 faces. How many faces? 6 faces. This side face area vector will be normally outward. In case of closed surface, the area vector is only normally outward, not inward. It is not the open surface. Okay. For closed surface, the area vector will be normally outward. Normally outward. You have to say several times. Closed surface, area vector normally outward. Closed surface, area vector normally outward. Open surface, area vector in any direction. on the on any side and perpendicular to it. But conventionally, we take area vector in the direction of electric field and find out the flux. And if you take both the directions for open surface, you take both the directions and find both the electric flux, then the total flux will be zero. Because how many lines are entering and so many lines are leaving. But in case of closed surface, I will write later on, closed surface having no charge enclosed, or it may enclose charge also, but I am talking about area vector. Okay, flux I will discuss later. Its area vector is this area vector. There is one more surface. Its area vector is normally outward, no inward, only outward. Normally outward. Area vector. There is one more surface, this one. Its area vector, this is that side, okay? This is that side. This way, area vector, normally outward. There is one more surface, means face, we can say. This area vector is normally, this is down part, no? Down part, this is upper part. Area vector will be this direction. There are two more surfaces. One is this, and one is at the back of that. This. One is this, front view, and one is at the back of that. Its area vector will be normally outward, like this, like this, or normally inward, like this, inside. And for the surface which is backwards, at the back of this, which is not visible here, that also one, okay, outward. But for this surface, the area vector will be only outward, no inward, only outward. So most of the time we do mistake and take area vector inward also for closed surface. That is wrong. We have to take area vector only outward. So area vector only outward, normal to the surface. For 3D closed figure, or you can say solid. Closed figure, closed solid. Okay. One more thing. If there is no charge, if no charge is enclosed in the closed figure or surface, कोई charge नहीं है अंदर, there is no charge surface, then net electric flux is equal to 0. Net flux is 0. Okay, net flux is 0. Suppose electric field lines are coming like this. How many field lines are crossing? Same number of field lines are leaving. How many field lines are crossing perpendicularly? Same number of field lines are leaving. It means net flux is 0. If there is no charge inside the closed surface. In the open surface also we have seen the same thing. Number of field lines entering the open surface is equal to the number of field lines leaving the surface. Net flux 0. This is the important aspect to learn. Now one more closed figure we will take. Suppose there is a cylinder. 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 What? Cylinder. This is an area of cross section it is called. Its area vector normally outward, no inward. Its area vector normally outward, no inward. Suppose there is a surface this one. Suppose we show the surface by like this we show. This is the surface. Which surface? Curved surface, CSA. Curved surface area. You have studied in class 10 or 9. Curved surface. The cylinder curved surface. This is the open flat surface at this end, and this is also flat surface at this end. Just like this. So cross surface area, curved surface area. On this area, the area vector will be normally outward, and even in this area, suppose this is the curved surface area shown by this shaded region. Over this area, the area vector will be normally outward. Okay, now if imagine electric field lines are crossing like this, electric field lines, electric field lines. Now tell me, through which area the electric field lines are passing normally? Through this area, okay, and through this area also, but direction of area vector and electric field line is 180 degree. They are in 180 degree. They are opposite. So this side flux we can find out. In this case also, phi net will be 0. Ask me why? Right side flux will be equal to left side flux. Right side flux is positive because angle is 0 degree between A and E. So cos 0 is 1, so positive. And this side flux is negative because angle between E and E is 180 degree and cos 180 is minus 1. So this side flux is negative. Since area is same, this area is same area. So plus EA minus EA total 0. So the electric field lines crossing a closed surface, the electric field lines which are coming from somewhere else, crossing the closed surface, then net flux will be 0. So regarding this, we will do the numericals. Okay, and if not possible in this lecture, obviously in the next lecture there will be numericals, because we have to understand the things first. We can't do very quickly. Okay, 0. One more closed surface. So what I told you, in this also there is no charge. If no charge is contained in a closed surface, then the net flux crossing the surface, electric flux due to some other sources, net electric flux crossing the surface is 0. Okay, now let us think about sphere. In a sphere you can draw like this as the center. If you take one surface here, small surface, then this is the radius. Then on this surface, the area vector will be normal, and that area vector is normal to the surface, and obviously it will pass to the center. Any line perpendicular to the sphere, surface of the sphere, passes through the center. We have studied in class 10 that if there is a tangent from the point of contact, if we join the center, it is perpendicular. If you take this point over here, you can imagine another tangent here and just join perpendicular. If it is perpendicular, it has to pass through the center. If it is perpendicular to a point, then it has to pass through the center. So all the area vector will pass through the center. If you take here like this, like this is also area vector. Clear? Okay. This center. If you take this way, this is also area vector and this is perpendicular. This way also area vector perpendicular. This is also area vector perpendicular. Now, suppose this point is P. This point is P. And okay, let me take a charge here. Then from positive charge, electric field lines are coming out. In this case, there will be flux. Okay, but in this case, suppose this is a sphere. Okay, this is a sphere and electric field lines are crossing like this. This side surface you have to take. You have to take this both side surfaces and do like this. Field lines entering the surface, field lines leaving the surface. This side surface will be negative flux. That side surface will have positive flux. The surface from where the electric field lines are leaving, there will be positive flux, and the surface where the electric field lines are entering will be negative flux. Something like that. So here another case is there, that if the closed surface contains a charge, then what happens? At this point, electric field direction is this. Do you know electric field due to positive charge? You can visit the previous videos. Okay. In my YouTube channel, Right Concept Learning. You will find the direction of electric field due to a positive charge is away from the charge. And along the line joining the point with the charge. Not like this. Plus Q is this plus Q. This is the point P. Electric field will not be like this. Along the line, either this way or this way. It will be positive, this, it will be negative, this. Along the line. So this is also along the line. So electric field will be along area vector. So phi is how much? Phi is E dot dA integral, surface integral. Have you seen? I told you, surface integral. The surface integral of electric field. Surface integral. Here electric field, here, and here. Throughout the surface, total electric field is called surface integral of electric field. This is the surface, small surface. If you take integration, no surface. You can write S or A. You can write 0 to A also. You are integrating for this dA for lower limit 0, upper limit A. Total area you need. You need to find total area. So phi electric flux is equal to surface integral of E dot dA. This is applicable. This is the genuine formula of flux, and which is used in Gauss law. In Gauss law also we have to draw a Gaussian surface, imaginary Gaussian surface, which encloses a charge. So if the closed surface does not contain any charge, net flux will be 0 passing through it, and the area vector will be always normal and outward, normal and outward on its surface. Okay, normal and outward. And once we know the direction of electric field and direction of area vector, we can easily apply EA cos theta formula and find out electric flux. And this is for closed surface which contains or which encloses a charge, and electric flux, because electric fields are originating from here. Electric flux emerging out of the surface, crossing the surface. Okay, or you can say electric flux linked with the surface. Linked surface is given by surface integral of E dot dA. E is a vector. That means phi E. Actually, phi E is total. Phi E total. Phi E total is equals to E. Can we take E constant? This is for uniform field. If this field is not uniform field, remember, for uniform field, net flux is 0. For uniform field, net flux is 0. But if the field is not uniform, net flux is not 0. I can write here. For non-uniform field, phi net not equal to 0. My dear students, note it down. We will come across those kind of questions later on. That when electric field is not uniform, it is varying with the value of x. Then net electric flux doesn't come to be 0. But here, uniform electric field is given. Uniform. This is uniform electric field. Under the uniform electric field, net flux is 0. Yeah. If no charge is enclosed in the closed figure surface, then net electric flux is 0 for uniform electric field. For uniform electric field is crossing. Now come here. Total electric flux is equal to E constant. Why E constant? Think at this point, what is the formula of electric field? Electric field is equal to KQ by R square. This is Q, K is constant, R is this R. So at this point, electric field is KQ by R square. Think at this point, what will be the electric field? At this point, electric field will be same. This is also R. Same Q, same R, same formula. At this point, 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 same formula. That means everywhere, here, everywhere, electric field is same. So electric field is constant. Otherwise, electric field may vary also. Okay. If electric field varies, or dA always varies. dA is not only one dA. dA, so many dAs are there. We have to collect. So, if electric field is also varying, then E will not be constant that time. But here, we have taken a sphere which is symmetrical. We have studied that electric field lines have field lines due to a positive charge or a negative charge have spherical symmetry. That means if the positive charge is at the center and there is this sphere whose center is the positive charge, then electric field lines will emerge radially outward. Okay, and on the surface of that sphere, same electric field. If you draw another surface, then at this point, electric field will be same. So for this sphere, we can take electric field constant. Electric field constant. So E outside. Surface integral dA. 0 to A. Or in some books it is written like this S. Anything. So finally what happens? Phi E total equals to E dA. That's it. E dot dA, it is E dot dA, just a mistake. E dot dA, then it will be EA cos theta, dot product. Remember, this is dot product of two vectors. EA cos theta. So what comes out? E and A. Area is fixed for a particular sphere. Area is fixed. Oh, EDA, sorry. Again mistake. EDA cos theta. So E cos theta is constant. E cos theta is constant. Integration 0 to A. Integration of all dAs. dA. All dAs. So what is the area then? Let us write here. Phi total equals to dA. Total area of dA is A. Area A, or you can write 4 pi r square. So EA cos theta. Now what is E? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by. E is equal to Q by 1 by 4 pi Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into what is area of the sphere? Area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. And cos theta is cos 0. It will write 0 here. Why cos 0? The direction of electric field and area vector same. So angle 0. Okay, angle 0. That is 1. Now cancel out. 4 pi cancelled. R square cancelled. What is left? Phi total equals to Q by epsilon naught. Wow! This is Gauss law. This is called Gauss law. Oh yes! Now we understood that we have already connected to the Gauss law, as I told you earlier. While doing the flux through a closed surface, we came to the conclusion of Gauss law. So what is Gauss law all about? Gauss law tells us that the total flux through the surface of closed surface, through a closed surface or crossing a closed surface, is total charge enclosed. Total charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. That means the total flux through a closed surface, through a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times total charge enclosed. This is the statement of Gauss law. Okay, so next day we will be doing numericals based on flux and then application of Gauss law. Statement also Gauss law. Okay, some other statement are there, application of Gauss law are there, and most important is numericals based on electric flux.